Welcome to Be So Light. Hold on. Let me do an adjustment here. Da, da, da. All right. Welcome. Come on in. If you can, you might be sitting down. If you're in California, you might be by either your air conditioner or by the water, trying to get yourself cool. Welcome on in. Today is July 6th. My name is Felicia, as well as Niana, as well as Priestess Makala. Me, myself, and I are here. All right. Get pen and paper. We got some things to jump into, and we will be starting our challenge tomorrow. Tomorrow is the start. Now, you're probably going to say, Felicia, you didn't give us enough time to get prepped. You didn't give us enough time to get ready. You can calm yourselves, lovelies. Calm yourselves. Wait until I tell you what we're doing. You're gonna like it. Okay. So this one is not going to be a 21, 22 day, 30 day, 45 days. This one is a straight up 15 day. And because yesterday was new moon, today we're jumping in and we're going to start with the prep of Guided by Magick. So today is the Blue Crystal Storm Ken. Okay. So the Blue Crystal Storm Ken. That brings us into this. But hold on a second before I jump into that. So tomorrow is going to be July 7th, which is a portal. And that's going to be the yellow cosmic sun. And on that yellow cosmic sun is the flowering. So we have these 2 days right here. Okay, right there. Now, here's the deal. I kept looking at that and I kept saying, there's some kind of significance in this. And what it is July the 7th, that's your divine masculine energy. And then the July 8th is your feminine energy. So those two portals are dancing with each other. So you have the yellow cosmic sun. Then you have the red magnetic dragon, guided by birth. Okay. That one is going to be called, they have a signature on it called the New Galactic Spin. Now, I asked them a question about the New Galactic Spin. And I'm going to go through my index in the computer and see if I can dig out what that really is so I can give you guys more clarity on what the New Galactic Spin is, because I'm like, does this one happen every year or is it some kind of change? Because I know we're getting to the end of the cycle of this calendar. And I'm like, New Galactic Spin. Okay. So those 2 days yes, tomorrow is starting our challenge. We're going to have 15 days. We're going to end on July 21st, which is the full moon. And it is all about guided by timelessness. And it's going to end, actually, it's my kin, the white magnetic magnet wizard. So, and it says on this one, it says the start of a 5-day end of a year purification cycle. So I'm going to dig through and see if I can find out more on that, because I did send them an email to ask them about the information on those particular moons. And they didn't, when they came back to me, they said, we're out of the office at this time. If you would like to sign up for our blah, 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 please do. And we can give you, and I'm like, I just need you to give me the 411. That's all I need you to do. Give me the 411. So I said, you know what? I will go and dig through more and find out. So the 7, remember, is the freedom to manifest, the spiritual perspectives. Then it drops down into an 8. The 8 is the matter of master. Okay, the abundance, the principles of being integrated. It's all about the mirror effect. Okay, as above, so below, also, because 8 is the infinity. Okay, so, and the 8 represents the letter H. So it's about success, balance, business, good management, energy, as above, so below, the balance of that, and correlates with divine feminine energy. Okay. You can also look at it as a part of cause and effect, the balancing of that cause and effect. All right. So let's dive into this. I want you to pay attention to what I'm going to tell you about this. All right. What do? Let's take a look at this. And I kind of went, And then when I read in the beautiful book here, I love this, his definition of the 7, and I was just like, and the 8, I was like, oh my, oh yes, let's look at this. Okay, so going into today on the galactic calendar, this gamma energy, Kin 259, the blue crystal storm. One of the things I want everybody to do is make sure you know what your kin is, okay? It's really important right now because we are kind of in this flow with the galactic calendar, how it flows with that. And this one has, I dedicate in order to catalyze the universalizing energy. I seal the matrix of the self-generation with the crystal tone of cooperation. I am guided by the power of Magick. This is the color blue. Pluto, root, and gateway. Okay, it's the earth family, gateway. Now, when I go down to the bottom and I'm looking to see what's being affected, is here in the third eye. And it says here, as we make our way through the great transition, the guided, I want to say the guided criteria is to enter into the cosmic knowledge, is to forget everything we know and do not try to comprehend with what we think we understand. Okay. Well, that is so true on so many levels, because what you think you know, you don't really know. It's not the truth, you know. So Sunday is a huge portal because we got that double 7 energy and an 8, and then it's going to flip and do a 7-8-8. Okay, do you see how we're lining up with this? So tomorrow is on. If you're watching this video after it has popped up live and you're going to commit to it, I want you to jump in and commit to the 15 days. Now, you're probably saying, well, what are we committing to for the 15 days, Priestess Makala? Well, guess what, lovelies? We're committing to, what are you declaring? Hold on, let me get my notes. All right. So I'm not going to dive into this part until tomorrow. That's how we're going to activate the portal. Okay. So this energy today, the function is about the energy. The action is the catalyst. The power is the auto generation. Okay. I dedicate myself with the purpose of catalyzing, unifying energy, seal the matrix of auto generation. The alternation or the acceleration of the self-generation, the spirit world, the universal heart connection, transmitters of information received. So those of us that are receiving the information, you're getting those encodes. Okay. I'm not even saying downloads now. I'm saying they're encodes. You're getting your encodes. Incoming encodes. Your encodes, when they come in, you are now taking those codes. And as they come down through the top of the soul star coming down through the spine. That is how it is coming out and then going into the sacred heart and then being interpreted. So when we bring that energy in, we're transmitting that. So one of the things I want you to ask yourself when we're moving into this energy of, what do you declare? What are you declaring? What are you declaring in your life? Okay, we did our sacred purpose work and we're still in that energy. We have not just like forgot about our sacred purpose. No, no, no. If you still have your write out for what we did for the last one that we just did on the sacred purpose, you might want to reevaluate that one. If that one still kind of feels like you want to tweak it and make it more, you want to go bigger, then you might take the one that you've already written in. Hi, darling. Hi, darling. You might want to take the one that you've written and just go ahead and burn that and send that into the ethers, into the spirit of fire, so that the fire spirit will take that and transform it into the ethers. Now, this next set of commitment days that we're sitting in and we're working in, this is for the greater cause. This is for yourself, your family. This is for putting that energy out there that is actually going to help not just you, but everyone else. Okay? How we sit within the portal energy that we construct and how it will emanate and send out that beacon of light to help send help to those who need that. Not just for yourself. You're going to get your help, but you're also the transmitter of the codes that'll come in to each personal portal that is constructed. So, just letting you know. And here's one of the questions I want you to ask yourself. Are you not sure of what to choose? And then have you hit a growth limit or hit an invisible wall? And you're kind of like, what am I doing? Where am I? So think about that. Everyone should have on their phone, if you're doing this work, especially these next 15 days work, where we are using the galactic calendar work to go with that. We're finishing this up because we're in the last one. This is our last one until we go into the brand new one. So we want to really take this time to just go into these energies and really start looking at, okay, how can I materialize the divine alignment? Because today is the prep of the divine magic within myself. How do I materialize this? Okay, we're talking about materialize. We already know what we want to manifest. We're already knowing that connection, but we need it to materialize on our timeline. That means on your lower timeline, if this is your lower timeline, like we're on the third and it's coming down, all right? We have to match ourselves in that higher self timeline where we already know our other self has it. We have to see our other self on that timeline and integrate with it and match with it, taking that leap, okay? That quantum leap, that cellular leap, that avatar leap, that divine, sacred, higher self leap. We're going to take that leap and match with it. Okay, so here's the deal. And I really need to make sure you bring this up. Make sure you have pen and paper, lovely. Okay, so remember, to declare something is to make it clear, make it known by your words. Okay? You want to make sure you make it known by your words. Now, one of the things I want you to pay attention to, and a lot of light workers, I'm going to say this again. We're all being challenged some kind of way with money. Some kind of way. Either you got a lot of money going out and you're taking care of stuff that's like all of a sudden coming, breaking down. Just know that sun out there It's going to be wreaking havoc on cars that sit outside. Just know that, okay? Just know that. Just know that. All right? So you got to be prepared for battery and fob batteries. If you have that automatic, you got to push the little button to get into your car. Pay attention to all that, okay? I can't stress that enough. Um, so with this, now pay attention to this message because this was a huge one. I think this one came in yesterday. Yesterday morning or yesterday evening. One of those. Okay. I want you to really understand this. All right? Pay attention, lovelies. Because every one of us that's in the circle, which is us humans in the circle, okay? The xenomorphs on the outside of the circle, how they've been controlling all inside the circle, okay? Now, I want you to understand this. Why it's a challenge right now as we're trying to move over to a new flow of currency of how we see that for ourselves. Okay? Doesn't matter what they're trying to present, it's all about how we see it for ourselves and how the wrong needs to be corrected. All the wrong that's been done for thousands of years, stealing our time, leeching off of us, taking our energy, all of that stuff. Everything has to be corrected, whether they want to do it or not. Now, with this collapsing of this third dimensional timeline energy, those of us that are moving into, we're already in that 5, we're already in that, going into that 6 and that 7, okay? Give yourself permission to be there. I don't want anybody sitting back saying, oh, I'm going to the 5th dimension. No, yeah. No, just give yourself permission to go further than that, to expand in your consciousness beyond limitations. You are limitless. This is the trick, okay? To have you think that you're only going to be in the 5, to be in that energy. No, you are limitless. I need everybody to start really practicing that and telling yourself that, because as you tell yourself that, you keep breaking the spell. When something goes down in the world of divine magic, how it flows, and this is my territory. I love magic. Born with it. Love it. I absolutely love it. When you walk with it in a good way, you can make wonderful things, changes, develop. You learn a lot about yourself, your growth, and all this goodness. But here's the thing. I want you to ask yourself this, and you've all seen it in the movies, okay? A wicked person comes by and casts a deep, dark spell upon people and maintains control over them, okay? It's the same with a vampire, the main vampire, all right? Follow my story? Follow it. Just follow it. That main vampire comes out and, takes everybody's blood, turning everybody, right? And what happens when they kill the main vampire? The spell on the ones that were turned, if they are not fully turned yet, it comes undone and they go back to the human selves. The spell was broken. Okay, now pay attention to this. So they've had all these years, lovelies, be running this spell stuff on us, stealing our time and all of this. This is why it's so important for us to no longer consent to the energy that's been placed upon all of us through our generation, through our incarnations, all of that. We're breaking all of that. And all we have to do is stay aware of it and know when it's happening. Okay? So when this is collapsing, your 3 and your 4th energy of this stuff, that third dimensional stuff is collapsing. It's coming down. All their spells come down with it. because it doesn't have a way to be anchored. The only way something like this can stay anchored is if we keep consenting to it and believing the story. So if you really look at everything, how some of us might be having some challenges with money, that's because the old way of what you were pulled into to believe and how it's supposed to be has to undo itself from you so that the new can come in, how you can see clearer how to flow with currency. Money is the spirit within itself, but it's how you align with it that allows it to show up for you. And so many of us have been indoctrinated into the beliefs you gotta work yourself to death to get the money. You gotta have degrees to get the money. Da, 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 da. But if you really look at what has happened to us, go back to that video I talked about, and I have the video in the community that talks about when they take that heel, when we come out of our mother's womb and they take that heel blood and they put it on that piece of paper, and where your tag serial, your Earth serial number goes to the Vatican, sitting there. He sits there on that throne, right there in our faces, with all the different faces of how they do that. This is so important for everyone to understand. Okay? This is not a race thing. This is a human thing. I cannot stress this enough. You have to understand this. When you really see it and you understand it, you can break the spell. Rule number 1 in universal law, we have free will. And anything that is done to anyone, from satanic to Luciferian to hexings and curses, whatever that energy may be, you might throw that energy, that person might throw that energy at you, but it doesn't fully anchor unless you consent to it. Okay? Here's the thing. When things are being undone and those spells come undone, they no longer have the sleeping effect anymore. And this is the greatest fear they have. I want you to think about something. The worst thing that has happened to every human on this planet is to have some form of yourself erased and put into amnesia. Okay? Let's just get that straight. Let's just go there. Why it's so important for when we come together and we do things, when we collectively put things out there so that it's imprinting in the ethers. We do that. We put it out there. I didn't get what you were saying about they take that blood from the heel. Every baby born in the hospital, they prick your heel. That's a blood debt. And there's a debt of money put on you when they take that. The video is in the community. I ask that every one of you watch that so you understand how you're undoing that. Because as that energy is coming down, especially how the, what I call light forces of a higher way is taking down the forces of the Vatican. Okay, they're taking that down. However they're seeing how they want to do that, that's what they're doing. They're taking it down. Those spells that's put upon us has to come off. It dissolves. Just like the vampire got discovered. Here's the better analogy of it. They went after the main vampire who locked himself onto everybody. The vampire's the Vatican. Okay. Now they take and they they put the blasted sun on it. Now the sun is destroying the energy of it, and it burst into flames, and now it's disintegrating. Okay, they took out the main vampire. So now the people who didn't fully convert over, who were just doing a little but didn't fully, now they're free from his spell. They're coming out of it. They're free from it. This is what we're breaking out of. We're breaking out of the spells. We're breaking out of the indoctrination of beliefs that has kept us tied into what we are thinking this is how it goes. Okay? This is why for this next one is called What Do You Declare? 15 days of what do you declare? What do you declare? New moon came in yesterday. So now we're going to be starting. This is our prep. I'm leaving you all this. Get your mind ready for this. You want to have a journal, your pen. You want to make sure you have your sprays and your oils for tomorrow. So when we step into the medicine, we anchor it and get it going. And I need to know, I'm going to start it early. I'm hoping I can start at 10 tomorrow. Okay. 10 Pacific. So here's the thing. Those of you that are going to commit to coming and joining me live tomorrow to start to anchor that divine light, I need you to be present, because wherever you are going to open up that portal of light to bring an anchor in your area where you are. Okay, you're going to be holding that space for 15 days. Okay, so make sure you have your oils. Make sure you have your crystals. We're going to talk about crystals that actually create negative ions that you want to have around you so that you're not so inundated with that positive. Now, I showed you the one with the water, how you can put it in there. Now, here's my correction on this. And I came across it yesterday, and I was like, oh, crap, that makes sense. If you made the water vessel with the crystal and then the copper wrapped around it and then you stuck it inside of that, you have to sit that by a window that has sunlight, because when the sunlight comes in and hits the water and the crystal and the copper, it will make its ionized charge and then produce more of the negative ions, as though you were out at the ocean. When the sun hits the ocean and it dances upon the top of the water, it's making the ions. Okay? So that's the correction with that. It has to be sitting next to some sunlight. All right? It doesn't make enough ions if it's sitting on the altar, not close enough to the light where you're getting the charge. Now, if you have an altar that you have with crystals on it, I want you to make note of this. So, when we put more negative ions into our space, it helps with improving your moods, it helps with your energy, alertness, it helps with respiratory, it helps with improving your sleep, it helps to reduce inflammation in the body. Now, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not prescribing. I always have to say that. You know how I have to do that, you guys. Okay, so here is this. Smoky quartz, pyrite, malachite, zeolite, that's Zeolite, okay, fluorite, aventurine, hematite, lepidolite, black tourmaline, citrine, shungite. Now be careful with shungite. Shungite, some people don't be telling truth. When you go and get a piece of shungite, make sure it's shungite. Rub your fingernails across it. And if you see some black pink coming up, and then you see like just like glass or white quartz underneath it, that's not true shungite. There are some people, why can't people just act right? We shouldn't have to be babysitting grown people when they know they're doing wrong to other people. Come on now, stop it. So just check your shungite because you might be thinking, oh, my shungite's kind of weird. Just check it. Make sure you have a real piece of shungite. Okay, shungite is great for working with charging your water, and I like doing that. I like taking my water and slapping it down on a piece of shungite. Okay, and then it's constantly working with the water. It's structuring it. Um, Selenite and halolite. Okay, I should say halolite. Halite. Now, halite is a deposit of salt crystallized. If you get it wet, it will dissolve. It will just dissolve. All right. But it's like a big piece of crystallized salt. Okay. So these particular crystals all help with putting out negative ions in your space. If you want to enhance it more, if you have a place where you can have plants, like for me, I can't have any plants in my room because we got the kitties running around, and they'll see that and it'll be time. It's time to play kitty cat Tarzan. Let's climb it. Oops, it fell over. No, we don't have time for that. So so it's better for me to just use the crystals because then they just kind of look at it and say, this feels good. I think I'll lay over here. So if you need more ions and things, and those of you that can have the plants in your home, put your plants in the home and put your crystals, certain like quartz crystals, you can put them around the plants inside the soil, have it sticking up, and then they are talking together, and the crystal and the plant are doing their little thing of energy and then producing more negative ions. It's really important now because it helps to knock down the over response of those positive ions that we get that can make you sluggish, that can hurt you, that can make you feel tired, that hurts your joints and makes you feel like you're constantly, your head's not clear. You can't, I'm telling you, get these stones that I just told you about: smoky quartz, pyrite, malachite, zeolite, fluorite, aventurine, hematite, lepidolite, black tourmaline, citrine, shungite, selenite, and halolite. Okay, get those. So you can start having that. Now, two shapes that I like to use when I have the crystals laid out to each other is I'll take a fluorite and a quartz, lay it together, make sure they touch. I'll take a black tourmaline and a quartz, lay it together, make sure it touch. Okay. Then I'll take a quartz and a pyrite and sit it on top, make sure it touch. Then in the center, now I've just made a triangle. So each end of that triangle of those crystals are touching. Okay. So now in the center part of it, I have a piece of copper with the fluorite sphere in the center because the sphere does what? It sends energy out 360 degrees. So now that's the charger inside. If I want to bump that up and higher, take some pink Himalayan salt. But you got to check that Himalayan salt and make sure it's not colored salt. That's just been some food coloring added in there. And check it and make sure that it came from a reliable source of where you're getting it from. So it's not inundated with radiation from other places where it has come from. Okay. Just in case if you didn't know that. Yeah, I know the trickery just keeps going on and on. Just breathe. So now you have that triangle grid. It's charged up and everything is emanating. It's making its own emitting negative ions in your space wherever you have it. So one thing I added yesterday onto my list of things, I got a air purifier that has the aromatherapy with it and does the ions with that. So I got it, and it is called Free Air, Freaire, Free Air, Free Air. Okay, it's a free air. Now the free air has 3 moods of how long you want to run it, like 4 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, and then it has its speed. You have a speed for it. Okay, so there's a speed. Watch out. I'm going to show you where it is. And kitty cats have been playing with my stuff. It's right there. Okay, that right there. Right there. Okay, right there. Okay, so it has this button. It has a filter. The filter in it. You can find this on Amazon. I got it for $39.99. Actually, my student paid for that because that's part of training and teaching how we move about. Um, so it has it set up and it emanates that energy and helps clear the space. Now, why am I telling you all that? Why am I telling you all that, lovelies? What's the reasoning? Because you really want to keep your air in your home cleansed. This will take care of this side of the apartment, and then it would be another one unless I move it out into the living room to do clearing in there. But if you leave it on long enough, it still will circulate through because we're running the air conditioning. I got you thinking about your air conditioning. Where do you think the air's coming from? When's the last time you changed your filter? Just saying. Better go check that filter. If you still have a lot of this stuff going on and a lot of this stuff going on and a lot of this going on, check that filter. Okay, especially if you're waking up in the middle of the night and you're feeling very congested in here. Okay, go check your filter. If it's really jacked up and got a lot of stuff on it, please put some gloves on, put a mask on, and pull it out in one containment. Stick it into a plastic bag and seal it up. Okay? Don't be tackling that and not have a covering here and something on your hands when you're holding it. Because we're talking dust, we're talking molds, fungus, all kind of stuff is just sitting right there. And then if you move it and shake it up, oh look, back in the air again. Okay, so got that going, and so that's in place. Now, no, I cannot show that to you, the triangle setup, because I am working with that right now. Come on now, this is divine magic. I want you to think of a triangle shape. How would you lay those stones in a triangle shape? And make sure that they touch. Okay? When you have a fluorite and a quartz, they lay side to side and they touch. Okay? And then you have your other side to side. So now they come to a point. They touch. Then your back crystal sits in the back, and you have other crystals if it's able to sit on top of that. So it's sitting on the top of it and it touches. Okay, so now all points touch. All points touch. And that's what you're working with. Once that's programmed and then you put your right hand over it, you speak the word activate. It will come on and it'll charge. Why? Why, lovelies? Why will it activate? Why will it activate? Why will it activate? Anybody, please tell me. First lesson. Why will what you put together will it activate? Don't be shy. Why will it activate? I want to see if everyone's paying attention. Why will it activate? You put it on the table, whether it's a triangle or a circle. You put it in a circle. Why will it activate? Orlando James, he's so funny. Anybody? Nobody's going to say why it will activate? Come on, lovelies. You know the answer to this. Now, come on. Thank you. Shay got it. Good job. Because you said so. I want you to keep that in your mind from here on out. From here on out. Because you said so. That's divine Heka. That's divine within itself. Because you said so. And you mean it. When you mean something and you speak it and you have the energy behind it, it has no choice but to show up. Because you said so. And you did it with clarity. You did it with knowingness. You spoke it with that. This is where we're going for these 15 days. And really anchoring that and declaring it. What is it that you want to declare in your life? Okay? What is it? And listen to this. On this beautiful book here. I love this by King Solomon. Awesome book. Okay, listen to this. So, we talked about the number 7 as a symbol of spiritual growth and development of the higher intuitive understanding. That's what that 7 represents, a symbol of external combination of the creator and the nature within man. All right? When we drop down to the 8, because we got the 7 and the 8, we're going to have 7 tomorrow and then 8 on Monday with those 2 wave portals that we're going to be working with. The 8 is a symbol of evolutionary development and balance. Flawless symbol of balance. Cause and effect is that 8. Recognized as also karma, the infinite symbol, the 2 circles that sit above and below each other. Okay? This energy, when they talk about it, is called building and destruction. The number 8 energy is an old school, old soul, ancestral vibration that reflects the meaning of Guyanian word, called, I'm going to butcher this one, Sankofa or the Sankofa bird, which basically means go back and get it. Go back and get it. Okay, when you go back to get it. In other words, it urges us to go back into time and get what is needed to continue to move forward into the future. Okay, now I want you to think about this. Think about this. If we didn't have a past, we wouldn't know that we have a presence in the future. The past is the guided info that actually gives us the magic to expand or to heal or to change something in the future so we won't keep making the same mistakes. But somehow, some people still don't learn that, like the xenomorphs. They keep doing the same thing because they don't have the comprehension or the power of the divinity to be able to see it and to change it. Okay? When we dive into this 8 a little more, it goes into about entrepreneurship, discipline and guidance, respect, the accountability of elders, talks about that, person should understand the physical and spiritual aspects of currency or energy, gold, silver, fiat, Bitcoin, etc. And I don't deal with Bitcoin. I'm just not into that. I'm sitting and I'm waiting. I'm not buying into all this jump in and do this stuff. Why? This is the first time we're going through this where it's all coming down. So nobody really knows how it's really going. They're all just taking guesses. And some are going to come out with a lot of money in their pocket because they got other people to do it a hard way around. Interesting. Just saying. Pay attention. Okay. So this 8 energy is also known as the Justice card in Tarot. Okay. So now I'm going to tie this into, it has the inner energy. It taps into your ancestral energy for guidance, and always stay firm, stay loyal, stay focused on whatever you want to accomplish in life. That is what that 8 energy is. So those of you that are on a life path of age, yes, here please, what do? You have to stay focused and know when we're working with some numbers and the potency of those numbers. Okay, what those numbers are doing. So tomorrow is a 778. Then the day after that, it's going to go 788. Do you see that? Okay, it's going to be like kind of like this mirror effect thing. So while we're in the middle of it, at the beginning of the 7 and that 8, right there in that space is your anchoring, is your alignment to your higher self, of where you see and feel your higher self on that higher energy. Your higher self. The many parts of you on all these other different dimensions living out. Okay, I want you to think about it like in the movie, I think it was The Cube. King Kong and Godzilla had it, the different like energy. And then there is the movie, God, I just saw it just the other day. Mirrors was one, but that was in more of the horror complex. But it still had the dimensions. Okay, it'll come back to me because the movie I watched just was yesterday. I thought, oh yeah, that's true. It has those dimensional alignments. Okay, that's really important to understand. There's many different parts of us playing out in different dimensions. This you know. Okay. Some of them are already had. Now remember, this is a part of our soul evolution of ourselves that is in all the different dimensions. When we say like on 7 and 8 and 9th and 10th and 11th dimensions, when we do that clearing work, we're making sure whatever that dimensional part of ourselves that might just have an inkling of some of that carrying on, we're going to go ahead and give ourselves permission to clear it anyway. Okay, to get to move that out, to get rid of that. Okay, so tomorrow is all about that energy of being captivated into that space. We only have those 2 days to do it in. Okay. All right. So I'm going to type this. I don't know if I can type it in. I don't think I can put it in here. I'll put it in the community. If you haven't gotten the app yet, Alma Maya, ALMA, MAYA. and to put that on your phone so that you can follow along as we're doing the galactic um, energy pairing and how we're moving into the energy of that. But yesterday, hold on, hold on 1 minute. Hold on. I have to bring it up. Let me see if it was on here. Because it was like I said, oh yeah, that's true. Oh, The Sound of Thunder. There it is. The Sound of Thunder. If you haven't seen that movie, it is on. It is on. I think it's on Tubi, called The Sound of Thunder. Now, The Sound of Thunder, perfect analogy of going back through time to go correct something so that it can take place in the future. Gotta watch that movie. It is so good. The Sound of Thunder. Okay, now the Sound of Thunder is they have mastered how to go back through time to go interact with prehistoric animals, timelines, and they take these billionaires and millionaires. Sounds familiar? Always got to be the billionaires and the millionaires. They're so bored out of their freaking minds. They got to go hunt some kind of Tyrannosaurus or something to feel like they got their weekend, just as being a person who shot a Tyrannosaurus or whatever. So anyway, they go back through this time portal, this Stargate, so they can go through and go partake of this. And everything has to stay the same because if something changes, it causes a ripple effect in the future. Well, someone didn't pay attention, someone stepped off the path. And when they stepped off the path, they stepped on something, brought it back to them, brought it back with them in the future, and then things started changing because something was out of whack in the past. Sounds familiar? Okay. Sound of Thunder. Time Cop is another one that talks about how if two matters meet in the same timeline, they cannot touch each other because if they do, it cancels them out, and then they don't exist in either past or future because they just condense themselves down. So Time Cop is another one that shows you this. And when we look at these movies and they leave these little crumbs and they leave these little hints and stuff in those movies, it's because they're actually showing you what they've been doing, what they have mastered. Okay. What's the best way to keep a race of people down, never knowing who they are? You take away their ancestral connection. You take away who they think they are, and you give them something else. So now they have to believe in that. That becomes their belief center. What causes the belief to stay is beyond 21 days to get it to sink in. You make it sink in longer if you push it for 45 days. And then from there on, you keep pushing it, and it becomes a permanent state of mind. You'll never question anything outside of it. You'll just go with it because that's what's been pressed. Sounds familiar, lovely? I hope it does. And I hope you have your eyes wide open. And I hope you are sitting on the cusp of yourself and you're saying, I am so awake now, they couldn't spell me if they wanted to. Because I don't consent to it. It goes against my free will. And anything that goes against my free will, it's canceled. We have to start really owning the power of that. We have to take these words that they've used on us and flip it and give it back to them. Undo it. Undo it. We have every right to undo it. And that's what this 7 and this 8 energy is going to be representing. Not to say that we are full moon in Cancer, not to say that we're going to have the second full moon in Capricorn, not to say that Neptune has gone retrograde, along with Saturn retrograde and Pluto retrograde. I mean, yeah, can we talk about death becomes her or becomes us because we have to give birth to a new us? Yeah, we're going to be challenged. But this is not the time to sit back and knock yourself down and say, oh, I can't do it. Yes, you can. Because you're going back and you're going to make that energy right and bring it forward, the sealed deal. That's how we're going to declare. What is it in your life that you've been dealing with? It's really not yours. And you have to go back through your mother and father selves, your family dynamics, your generation, your ancestral. What is that common thread that's still playing out? And is it real? That's where we're going. Because in this declaration of itself, when we declare something, we claim it, we own it, and we make it so. This is something that xenomorphs have kind of mastered, but not really mastered. Because they still need us to run the energy of what they're trying to do. They still need you to believe in their agenda. They still need you to believe in their plans and limitations of yourself. So if you believe in the old implant of yourself, it stays true. But if you don't believe in it, and it doesn't hold true for you anymore, then you kick it out and you put a new soul template in there. What you do declare and what you are claiming, that's true for you. You reprogram this avatar. You birth it anew. You give it all new imprint. You sit with your encodes that have come in from the divine and how you are integrating that and bringing that online. And you walk with that. You don't have to tell anybody what you're doing, lovelies. You just walk with it. And you pay attention how you're showing up differently. Pay attention how your gifts are showing up. I'm actually having a very astounding moment and times now. Because I am doing things that I'm like, oh, well, that's new. Oh, I like that. Upgrades. I'm having an upgrade moment. It's fabulous. So, this is what we're doing. We're starting tomorrow. We will be putting in our portals, activating it, getting it into place. But I really want you to sit back. You know what your purpose is. What are you going to declare? How are you going to claim it? That's the name of the game now. And we're doing it in 15 days. So from this part of the moon phase to the full moon. Okay? We're going to move the energy in that way. So how are you going to claim it? That's what I want you to look at. So everyone, just take a nice deep breath. I want you to close your eyes. And I just want you to just be in that space. If you're driving or something, don't close your eyes. Please don't. Do not close your eyes if you're driving. That could be a problem. Okay, just hold that thought. And I just really want you to just allow yourself to take in a deep breath. Exhale it out. And just allow yourself to have permission to meet with all of your higher selves on those higher timelines. And feel that energy cascading down from the top of the crown of your head as it moves down through the back of the head, down the back of the spine, all the way down to the tailbone. And just allow that energy to flow straight down. And take a deep breath here. Hold the breath. Exhale it out. And just allow that energy to flow. And I'm going to show you the next part of this technique. Okay, hand up. This is left hand up. This is your right hand. So when you're breathing in, you're and breathe. So you're receiving it and you're giving it to yourself. A higher energy. Receiving it, giving it to yourself. Receiving it, giving it to yourself. If you have any thought process going on, I have this in my book. And you need to stop those process. And if you're got those, what I call negative Nancy thought process going on, stop it with the left. Take a breath. Think of something new and positive. Snap it in. Give it to yourself. Okay? Oh, bad thought. Oh, good thought. Okay? Snap it out, snap it in. That's what it's called in the book. Snap out of it, snap into it. So tomorrow we'll start. And because today is that divine magic energy, I want you to think about the crystal you want to be working with, how you want to set up a crystal grid that you want to be working with. So everyone's homework assignment is going to be, 1, watch the movie Sound of Thunder. If you want to dive into Time Cop, you can watch that too and pay attention. If you want to watch the newer movie and you never got a chance to watch it, of Godzilla and Kong, that's a heavy coded movie and it's really good. Because right there in the movie, they're telling you about the crystals coming online, how it helps humanity, and how it creates these vortex of all these different portals, and how it stabilizes everything. So the crystal, let's see what crystal beings have to say. Oh, pyrite. Pyrite crystal number 45. And what I like about these cards, you have to find a face. Find the face in the crystal. It's right there. Yeah, all of her cards, she puts the face somewhere, like right there. So I like that. So pyrite, think about pyrite now. Pyrite was one that was on the list. Okay? Let that energy keep flowing through the spine. Just breathe. Bring awareness to your breath. Okay. Inherited value, knowing your worth, your self-appreciation, genuine abundance and prosperity within is pyrite. Okay, pyrite is a really good stone to work with when you're just trying to get your prosperity corner to flow and get that energy to move. Pyrite's a good one to use. You can amplify it even more with a piece of quartz. Put that quartz, um, your crystal quartz with it, the clear quartz, and pair it up with a pyrite. Okay, that amplifies it. Now we're going to bring in what is the shaman's dream? What are you needing to dream? What's the dream world saying? Dream worlds have been kind of weird because things are kind of coming undone and they're still trying to mess with the dream world. But the dream world, really, if you think about it, living in a lucid state, but yet and still in a dream flow, is still there. So let's see what the shaman's dream is. Can't make this stuff up, people. We got crown games. Right use of power. Number 8. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, God. Here we go. It's on now. It's all about leadership, responsibility, accountability, the right use of power. And it's all about ask for guidance. It will come when you choose compassion over your own goals and desires. When you stop caring enough about what to wear, the crown, true success and influence appears for you. And it's that energy of what is the matter, what is the truth. The right way to use power is to make the positive changes that you want to see in the world. Okay, our last one is the anatomy magic oracle. Learn to interpret the magic you live and breathe. Okay, let's see what is the magic of today. Today is Yamayate blue. Today would be a really good day. There will be different type of elemental things that we will be doing to enhance your work. This is the part I really like doing, stepping into the elemental part, and water will be one that you can do today, and just sit with a glass of water and put your prayers into it, put your connection of what it is that you want to really work with and draw to you, and then give it to the earth. I like that. And then what's the top part? They got an equinox. We can't use that one yet. We have to use a different one. Full moon. Okay. All right. So this first one, part of the magic is we're going to banish and let go of whatever needs to be banished. Get rid of it. It's either going to be through water. It's either going to be through fire, cutting the cords, whatever it is that's still lingering. We're just going to banish it. And we're going to speak that into commanding it. We're letting go of and releasing it out of the space because we have to get it ready for everything of how we're moving into the full moon energy and allowing that to flow. Before the full moon is the essence of everything that we've done from the new moon up to the full moon has grown. It's being amplified. Once the full moon hits, it gives the last blast of energy to it, and then it starts dissipating. Okay? It starts to let go. It starts to release. So we're going to push this energy all the way up to the full moon, and then it'll start to release and let go. So now, I found a bag, you guys. So it was kind of weird yesterday. I pulled the cards, and I pulled the dice, excuse me, and it was really interesting how it just kind of made a sentence, and I was like, oh, that's different. Okay, first one, second one, third one. Oh, wow. Okay, here's the meaning. First one is New Earth. Second one is the firmament. A lot going on with the firmament right now. And then what is being activated out of that? Lemuria. Can't really see it on this because the back part is like Lemuria. Okay. So we have new earth energy, the firmament, there's things being moved with it, and then Lemurian energy is coming in full force, which is good. Okay. So tomorrow, be here, ready to go. I'll put the post up later on tonight, show what time we're going to be starting. Because I always wait, make sure. Okay, Spirit, we're starting at this time, There's a reason why. You guys know there's a reason why we start at certain times. Okay? We don't run the same pattern. We change it all the time, which is good. Have everything ready to go. Think about those things for today and really sit with that. And be ready to go tomorrow, ready to construct your portal energy and how we're going to put it together. This one's going to be an interesting one because it's going to have some anchoring with some physical crystals, which is kind of cool. So you can have a more connected energy with that and flowing with that. So is there any questions before I close out? Any questions? Is everybody good? Any questions? Everybody's good? 3-3. I love it. Okay, if there's no questions, everybody's good. Then just know you have your divine magic and you're sitting with that. And step into that and be with that. You're already seen and heard. You already know. Just be with that. Okay? All right, lovelies. I will see you tomorrow. I will put that post up later on tonight, what time we're starting. It is a 15-day commitment. All right? Go do your homework assignment. Enjoy your movie watching. Pay attention to the clues. Okay? And I'll see you tomorrow. For sure. Because it's 7. Let's get that going. We're going to boost that energy up. All right, lovelies, be good to yourselves. See you tomorrow.